Hello friends, welcome. Friends, as you know that in the recent visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in United States, US came out with its own idea of reciprocal duty plan. Now, President Trump has been from the very beginning had been harping on raising tariff, and he wants to use that as a tool for leverage to extract maximum value from US trading partners, which includes India as well. And US has been complaining, especially President Trump has been complaining that India has been a major high tariff country for US, and it imposes lot of tariff on US products, and therefore using this reciprocal duty plan US wants to balance the equation. That's all is going on, and we are really concerned. The reason we are concerned is that US is our major trading partner. Now friends, in this video, I am going to take you through some charts. And there are many charts in my website, and I have to be very selective as to what will tell the story. And the story that I have to tell is that what kind of implications that you are going to see. If US walks the talk, means US imposes reciprocal duty plan on India, and what kind of leverage that India has. That's the storyline in this presentation. So watch till the end and you will not repent after having watched the whole video, because it is going to be loaded with data. It is not a conviction chart. And these data, though they are available in the public domain, it is very difficult to aggregate and analyze these data, right? And I'm going to give you I'll empower you to analyze this data to see through the data that I'm going to show you the implications. That's all I'm going to do. Now, before I go and drill down into item specific and tell you the risk on those items regarding India's trading interest and India's manufacturing interest, I have to give you an overview. Because unless you see the overview, you'll not be able to understand the details and the implications of the details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically tell you that who are our export partners, because export is what is going to matter here. Imports, definitely it is in our control because we raise duties. We have duties, and we will be able to contain imports depending upon what kind of leverage that we have and what kind of manufacturing capability that we develop. But exports are very crucial because all our manufacturing plants are dependent on exports. If exports are going to be curtailed because of duty, then our manufacturing interest in the country is going to get impacted, right? So that's why I focus on exports. Now, if you look at exports, this is one of the chart which I have in my website, which gives you a very good overview on exports. Who are our major trading partners as regards to export? This will answer that question. And it will also answer the question that how our export have increased over a period of time since 2014, FY 2014. So if you look at this chart, you will see that our exports have been rising, and it has got significantly more, right, in the last 3 years, right, FY22, FY23 and 24, and it has touched for $37 billion. Basically, it is a little less in FY24, but in FY23, it has actually touched for $51 billion. Now, the FY25 number is low here because the data is not complete. The FY25 numbers are till November 2024. Okay. Now, if you look at this overall chart, after having looked at the overall chart, let's look at what kind of trading partners that we have from a point of view of export. So you see that US has been our major trading partner from the point of view of export, and it constitutes around 77 or roughly $80 billion of India's export. United Arab Emirates, that the UAE, is also an important trading partner, but their trades on exports have remained largely static, though there was a dip during the COVID period, and we have been able to make up. Right? Then comes Netherlands, where we have been increasing our trading relationship as far as export is concerned. UK is also a major trading partner, where we see an increase. Singapore also is a major trading partner as far as India's exports are concerned. Then China is also a trading partner. It also sees export, but their exports have been dipping now. It has seen a downward trend. Then we have Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh. Now, having seen the export, let's look at our trade surplus. Because trade surplus are the nation where we export more, import less. And therefore, mostly the Indian industry, the export industries depend upon those countries where we have trade surplus. So surplus is the most important storyline that we have to see to understand the implication with US if the reciprocal duties are imposed. Now if you see, US trade surplus have been increasing over a period of time. It reached peak in FY24 and looks like that it will reach the same level in FY25 also. We have a $35 billion trade surplus in US. So if you look at this point here, $35 billion here with US, right? Now, with Netherlands, we have a trade with a trade surplus of $17.4 billion. Then Bangladesh, this is reducing. It is a decreasing trend. We had a huge trade surplus in FY22. Now it's a matter of concern. And UK, it is in rising trend, roughly around $4.5 billion, and Nepal is decreasing. And then we have Sri Lanka is decreasing. So that is why it is so important to keep these two nations, US and Netherlands, very, very important for us, especially US, because with US you have the largest surplus. Now, if US imposes reciprocal duties, those manufacturing industries which are dependent on US trade surplus are going to get impacted significantly. And let's now dive down into detail, because now is the time. I don't want to confuse with too many charts. Let's go back to the chart which is going to give you the main part of the story, right? So friends, what I have done is, this is the chart which I have, which I was telling you that it is going to be very difficult to run on the server, because this chart actually is very pretty important chart. Let me just take my just a minute. Let me go back, and because then it becomes very difficult for me. I'll take my face in so that both the things are simultaneously visible, and I'll take this also, because when I zoom in, I should not lose these two control. So let's go and let's look at this chart. Now this chart is pretty important. Why it is important? For the following reason. Because I have chosen here exports. Just a minute. Let me just bring it in center. I have chosen here exports. You see, exports. And then I have chosen here FY24. I can choose FY25 also. I have chosen absolute value in billion dollars. And to read this chart, what you have to do, you have to see that these are HS code, right? And these are items, right, of the respective HS. It means description of those HS code. And these are totals columns, the column total, and these are countries, right? So what I have done is that I have plotted on a granularity of HS code our export, right, ranked by various countries. For example, as you have seen in the earlier chart, US is our major export partner, and in FY24 it contributed to around $77.6 billion of export. Now, if you look at this chart, you will find that which are the items, right, which US was exporting, because if you click on this chart on any of the country, then this order is going to get rearranged depending upon the major item for that particular country, and it is going to get arranged in a descending order. So that's why this chart is very powerful chart, and I would like you to focus on this chart, because you can play with this chart and understand what is going on, because it's not only going to give you which item US in we are exporting to US, but it is also going to tell you that how that item compares with other countries. So I can also choose here percentage of total, which I'm going to do to give you a better flavor. Now let's look at this. In FY24, our major export to US has been HS code 710239110. You can plug this in the duty calculator to find out what kind of duty is. My understanding, it is around roughly 10%. Right? For India, when you are importing to India, this line item is going to have a duty of 10%. Similarly, smartphone, it was 20%. Now in this budget, we have reduced it to 15%. So most of this item, if you plug in the duty calculator, you will see that there is a duty attached to it between something around 10%. That's my understanding is, except smartphone, which is very high. It was 20%. Now it has reduced to 15%. Now smartphone is a very, very controversial item. Now friends, this is not getting discussed in the press because of certain WTO cases which are going on smartphone, which I am going to tell you in this video to understand that what kind of risks that exist and how US can use this WTO cases as a leverage point to reduce duty on smartphone if they want to. If they don't want to, that is okay. But if they want to reduce duty on smartphone, then what kind of leverage it has? Because India's stand in WTO has been broken down by the EU case. India lost. Now the matter is actually in appeal, and I'm going to take you through that case, during the course of this discussion, which is a major point of I think the leverage that US has, because India lost its case in WTO, and India's stand does not. When I went through the case, I figured out that India's stand does not hold on merit as regards smartphone is concerned. I'm going to give you a little bit of background, later on this after having evaluated this. Now, so from the point of view of export, you see that smartphone. So let me just choose one more here, the percentage of total, because that is going to give you a very good understanding as to what is going on. Now, this is a very heavy chart. The data is as high as 500 MB, so it becomes very difficult to process. So be with me. It will take some time before this data gets refreshed, right? So that's why. Now you see this. Now this will tell the story. See, diamond, this is the HS code. US exports constitutes around 35.14%. Again, and then we have Belgium and other countries, Hong Kong, etc. But smartphone, the US, we export the largest to US. It is 35.76%, and it is on the rise. If I choose FY25, you will see this number is increasing. This number also related to IT equipment only. This is 72.71%, right? Then we have got medicine, right? So 37.89%. Then photovoltaic cell assembly unit, 98.52%. Right? Then we have got shrimp and gold, 51.59%. So look at this. You can pause the video and check. And if you want to go further down, there is a control here. It will take you to the next 10 items. Right? I'm going to paste the link of this chart in the description so that you can play with it. It will be a little slow, but you will get a very good understanding of what is going on as far as US is concerned. Then vacuum gas oil, etc. I don't want to do it because I don't want you to waste time here. I could have done a click here to show you what is going on as far as the next set of items are concerned. Now, let's look at imports. Now, if we do imports, then we have to understand that where are the concerns that US has, right? Where you might be putting duties and where US imports are getting impacted on account of duty, right? And where US would like to. So I will click here, and basically it is already arranged. So let me just do this absolute value first. Then you will see the US is, as I told you, US is our fourth trading partner, right? So this is the fourth trading partner. Let the data get refreshed, and you will understand which are the items that we are importing from US. Now you are importing from US petroleum crude. Now US wants this petroleum crude, which is currently at $5 billion, because Iraq and Russia has become our major trading partner. You can see almost like $47 billion. Iraq is $29 billion, and US is meager $5 billion. So US would like oil to be imported from there. Okay, so this is one major chance of increase of trade as far as import is concerned from US. Then we have got diamond, right? Maybe it is raw diamond, 3.1 billion dollar. Then coking coal, $2.37 billion. Then steam coal, $1.76 billion. Liquefied natural gas, $1.41 billion. Then we have got some raw unwrought form of gold, $1.1 billion, right? And these are all for FY 2024. Then we have got aluminum scrap, etc., which is around $1 billion. Then there are some other items. Now, these are not categorized against any primary or a secondary category. I am just giving you granularity as regards to the HS code. The reason it is important, then only you will be able to understand the duty implication. So I would encourage the viewers to pause the video and check these HS codes, both for import and both for exports, right? Now, after having seen this, let me just go back to exports, right? And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do FY25 to see how smartphone has become very, very important as far as India's export to US is concerned. So I'm going, because then only you will understand the implication of what I'm going to tell you next. So I'm going to do FY25, and it will take some time for the chart to refresh. and you will understand the implication of smartphone, and I'm going to tell you the story that what leverage US may have, because we might be importing smartphone. The Apple has their manufacturing unit in India. So if you look at that, in FY25, the smartphone has become the first category of item. This data is still November 2024. It is not December or December, January, February, March. 4 months data is not there. So we have done how much? $4.1 billion of exports to US as far as smartphone is concerned, which become the category 1 item. So if I do a percentage of total, you will see that how this percentage has increased over a period of time, right? It was around 33 something, right? Let's see what the number is for FY25, right? Till November 2024. So let the data get refreshed. So you see, I think that number was also similar in nature. So, but anyway, so this was around 32% of the overall exports that we are doing in other countries, right? Now, because smartphones are so important, let me now tell you the story. So I'm going to just go back, and then I will going to just take this chart out, and then I'm going to go and start telling you the story as far as smartphones are concerned. Now friends, if I don't know whether you've seen this article, I had written an article on 21st April 2023. This article captured a WTO loss that India had on their IT items. Now what are those IT items? India actually had entered into a IT agreement, right? So this IT agreement basically called Information Technology Products Agreement in 13 December 1996. The idea was that all technology equipment that which goes into the mobile phone, including mobile phone, were exempted from duties within the member countries who actually had signed this Information Technology Product Agreement. So India was one of the signees or the signatory of that agreement. Now once that happened, a lot of water actually were flown under the bridge. And then in 2014, India wanted to promote their Make in India plan. So India then realizes their mistake, and they unwinded their position from WTO, citing certain loopholes in the WTO law. And then they said that they committed a mistake. So you should read this article. I'm going to paste a link of this article in the description. Then you will get the complete background. So when I read through this case, when I written this particular article, I understood that India's position was pretty weak. Now, because India wanted to strengthen their manufacturing units in India, they thought that this process, which is WTO process, is going to give them the leverage, because you can stall their way through, because the dispute resolution of WTO is quite a long drawn process. So what happened was that once India lost its case against EU, this matter is now under appeal. You see, the panel report under appeal, was 8 December 2023. It has not kind of yet completed, and WTO has become very weak because US has not made appointments, and their appellate body has become very weak. But the fact of the matter is that India lost this case. Means what I'm basically trying to say, that the mobile phone, which India considered as not an item under the IT agreement, because IT agreement actually included mobile phones also. India's main stand was that mobile phone has evolved over a period of time. Those smartphones which are currently being manufactured in India do not fall into the category of ITA agreements. But the other countries like the EU, European Union, and US was also party to this case. Japan was there, and everybody argued that no, mobile phone was part of the IT agreement. Therefore, this is very, very important. Since India lost this case and India is under the appeal process, and it might take years together to resolve this case, this might become a point of leverage. Now, whether US is going to impose their leverage and try to curtail their smartphone imports from India, citing reciprocal tariff or not, is a question that we have to see. But my point is that because electronic export to US is such a large quantum, I think India is not able to argue their case because they have already lost it in WTO and they are in the appeal case. In my view, the leverage is a little low if US really wants to impose. their say or their objective of reciprocal tariff. So we have to see that whether they are really interested in this matter or not. And if US goes and says that no, 15% duty on mobile phone should be abolished, we have to bring it to zero, then we have to basically see that whether we are going to get negatively impacted as far as our Make in India plans are concerned. I don't think the impact will be significant. The reason is that if the local consumption, the whatever local consumption that we have, there is a fraction of the Make in India goes into local production and maximum is getting exported, then even if we are importing product from outside, as regards our consumption for making India is concerned, still as far as US is concerned, right? I don't think that will be a major impact because we can have country specific duties also. There could be country specific, but how it is going to play under the banner of WTO, I don't know. Because the whole appellate program of WTO or the whole structure of WTO is getting dismantled because of the US unilateral action. What legal remedies that US is thinking of trying to circumvent, etc. It's a matter of great research by those lawyers, right? But I can't tell about that. But there was a platform in place where all these duties were getting negotiated. Now, if the duty structure is going to be determined by reciprocal duty structure by an executive order by President Trump, and WTO is going to get completely sidelined, then what kind of implication it is going to have on the world order as far as trade and tariffs are concerned is a matter of question that we have to see, in the future. So friends, that's all in this particular video. There are a lot to talk about. There are many things to talk about, but I don't have the time to talk about all these things. I have all these charts uploaded in my website. There are so many charts. You see, this is one chart I've showed you. This I did not show you. Then there is another chart which actually drills down on the basis of the products and category, etc. This article is there. Then I actually have some more charts which I have not included in this presentation because it will make the whole discussion too cluttered and too lengthy. People will lose interest. But I like to just close here to summarize the whole discussion that India's trade interest as far as US is concerned is significant. US is probably US is the largest trading partner in India from the point of view of surplus. India can't afford to lose our trade as far as products are concerned to US because it's going to have a detrimental impact on the Indian economy and manufacturing targets and the objective of India. I don't think that reducing tariffs on mobile phone will have a significant impact as far as your trade mobile trades are concerned, because of the fact that if even if you do zero duty, if US is going to continue to import smartphones from India, and it is going to be a country specific trade regime or the duty structure, then we can block the smartphones emanating from other countries to prevent that absorption of smartphones, because most of the smartphones that are getting developed by Apple are being going to high-end markets in India. India is a reasonably low-end market, and therefore duty structure can be maintained from those countries where these trades, these smartphones of affordable nature are flowing into, and which we want to be produced in India. So that can be done. India has got India lost its case in WTO, and that might become a point of leverage as far as US is concerned regarding categorizing smartphone under zero duty, which we have to wait and watch and see. So guys, friends, that's all in this video. I hope that you have liked this video and I have understood the implication of reciprocal tariff as far as US is concerned on India, and we have to go and watch and see what is going on, what will happen in near future. And thanks a lot for listening till the end, and I'll come back with a new video next time.